is Rohingya Vision News. Today is Saturday, 15th February 2014. I am Sarah Ahmed. Sexual violence is being used as a tool by the Burmese military. A Thailand-based women's group has recently said the military in Burma is still using rape as a weapon of war, with more than 100 people and girls raped by the army since a 2010 election brought about a nominally civilian government that has pursued approachment with the West. The world may be wary of stories, atrocities with constant accounts of men's inhumanity to men in the media. But recent events in Burma demand the attention and definitive action from the international community. Burma was renamed Myanmar as a part of its makeover as a new democracy, ostensibly reducing the power of the military and restoring political freedom to its people. However, the transition has yet to take place for Burma's persecuted religious minorities, and the government seems to be deliberately ignoring the atrocities taking place against Kachin, Shan, and Rohingya people. Muslims in a nation that is 90% Buddhist, the Rohingya is described by the United Nations as one of the world's most persecuted populations. Driven from their villages to squalid refugee camps, they are defenseless against the Myanmar military and police. Burma's government soldiers and the Shan's Women's Action Network has reported cases involving 35 women and girls. These are merely the tip of the iceberg, according to the report, as so many cases go unreported. The Thailand-based Women's League of Burma said in a report made available to Reuters that 47 of the cases documented were gang rapes, and 28 of them were either killed or had died of their injuries. It said several victims were as young as 8. The group said the situation showed the need for legal reform in Burma and for the changes to the 2008 constitution to ensure that the military is placed under civilian control. The lack of urgency being shown by the Western world is despite desperate efforts by human rights organizations and the United Nations to steer the collective humanitarian concerns. Human Rights Watch also documented killings, rape, and mass arrests by the Burmese security forces against Rohingya Muslims. Amnesty International also reports that as many as 104,000 are people in dire need of food, shelter, and medical care. Yet the Burmese government has no official relief policies in the place, and recently President Thein Sein bluntly stated that the Rohingya should leave Burma. There are options as few they are stateless and unwelcome in neighboring countries. Even in refugee camps, they are unsafe, as Reuters recently reported that Thai immigration officials are delivering Rohingya refugees into human trafficking rings. The lack of urgency being shown by the Western world is despite desperate efforts by human rights organizations and the United Nations to steer the collective humanitarian concerns. Human Rights Watch has documented killings, rape, and mass arrests by the Burmese security forces against Rohingya Muslims. Amnesty International also reports that as many as 104,000 people are in dire need of food, shelter, and medical care. Yet the Burmese government has no official relief policies in place, and recently President Thein Sein bluntly stated that the Rohingya should leave Burma. Their options are few, as they are stateless and unwelcome in neighboring countries. Even in refugee camps, they are unsafe, as Reuters recently reported that Thai immigration officials are delivering Rohingya refugees into human trafficking rings. The United Nations and the United States have issued calls to the Thai government to conduct a serious and transparent investigation into the matter. But again, while human rights abuses and genocide are being deplored, there is a little that can be done with the Burmese military-dominated government. It is determined to eradicate its minorities and realize it can act with impunity. The rape of women and even young children will continue. The selling of refugees to human traffickers will continue, and the desperate misery of countless thousands of minorities in Burma will continue. Just as long as the international community accepts this behavior, we should expect more from the United Nations, and we should demand more from the US. State Department, the government of Burma's current actions are completely morally unacceptable, and diplomatic negotiations must be initiated based upon the human rights of the Rohingya people.